The soul of cinema. Cinema is more than moving images on a screen. It is the heartbeat of human experience, an art form that captures our dreams, our fears, and our greatest hopes. At its essence, cinema transcends language, culture, and time to unite us in the shared journey of storytelling. Storytelling is one of the oldest and most profound forms of human communication, and cinema, as a modern extension of this tradition, holds the incredible power to convey deep, complex narratives that resonate with people across time, space, and culture. At its essence, cinema is about telling stories that speak to the heart of what it means to be human. From the earliest films to the most cutting-edge cinematic techniques today, storytelling is the foundation on which the soul of cinema is built. The magic of storytelling in cinema lies in its ability to capture the full spectrum of human experience. Whether it's a tale of love, loss, hope, or despair, films have a unique capacity to delve into the intricacies of the human condition. They are not merely about entertainment, they are about expression, connection, and reflection. Each frame of a film, each line of dialogue, and each scene is carefully crafted to evoke something deeper in emotion, a question, or an idea that stays with the viewer long after the credits roll. At the heart of every great film is a story that reflects something fundamental about life. In the realm of cinema, the story becomes a vehicle for exploring universal themes. From the classic themes of good versus evil or the quest for identity to more nuanced explorations of grief, love, or personal redemption, the narrative drives the emotional core of the film. This universal reach allows cinema to speak across boundaries of race, nationality, and time, making it a medium that can bring people together, regardless of their background. One of the most powerful aspects of cinema as a storytelling medium is its ability to evoke empathy. Unlike written literature, where readers are asked to imagine the world described by the author, films allow us to directly experience the story through visual and auditory stimuli. The faces of the characters, the soundtrack that underscores their emotions, and the setting in which their stories unfold, all of these elements combine to create a more visceral, immediate experience of the narrative. When we see a character suffer, we feel their pain. When they rejoice, we share in their happiness. This ability to feel alongside the characters is one of the defining features of cinema's storytelling power. Cinema also allows for storytelling in ways that other forms of art cannot. The combination of visual images, sound, and movement gives filmmakers the tools to create stories that engage multiple senses at once. A film's narrative is not confined to dialogue or the written word. It is shaped by the cinematography, the editing, the music, and even the silence between words. These elements work together to build meaning and draw the viewer into the world of the story. In many ways, a film is a living, breathing organism, constantly evolving and revealing new layers of meaning with each viewing. The cinematic story is also deeply tied to the visual representation of the world. The camera lens is not just a tool for recording images, it's a medium through which the filmmaker tells the story. The way a scene is shot, the framing of a particular moment, the lighting, and the movement of the camera all contribute to the narrative. These visual choices are never arbitrary, they are deliberate, and they shape the way we understand the story. A close-up shot of a character's face can convey a depth of emotion that words alone cannot. A sweeping landscape shot can evoke a sense of isolation or freedom. Each of these visual choices is part of the storytelling, contributing to the emotional and intellectual engagement of the audience. Beyond the technical aspects, the beauty of storytelling in cinema also lies in its ability to reflect and shape culture. Filmmakers draw from the societies they live in, using the medium to comment on current events, social issues, or historical moments. A film might address the struggles of marginalized groups, explore the consequences of war, or look at the complexities of family life. These stories reflect the world in which we live and offer insight into the lives of others, making cinema a powerful tool for cultural dialogue. What makes the soul of cinema particularly unique is its capacity to transcend the boundaries of individual experience. While novels or plays may focus on a particular character's journey, cinema has the ability to create a shared experience. In the dark of a theater, people of all walks of life are united in their experience of the story. They laugh, cry, and react to the unfolding narrative together, forming a collective bond over the emotions and ideas conveyed through the film. This shared experience is part of what makes cinema so powerful. It doesn't just tell a story to an individual, it tells a story to a community. The storyteller, too, plays an essential role in the soul of cinema. Filmmakers, whether directors, writers, or producers, are the architects of the stories that shape the soul of cinema. They are the ones who take a simple idea and turn it into a narrative that can transform a viewer's perception of the world. Behind every great film is a team of passionate individuals who believe in the power of stories to change the world. From the actors who breathe life into characters, to the sound designers who use sound to add dimension to a scene, to the editors who piece together the puzzle of the film. Each person involved in the filmmaking process is contributing to the larger story that will ultimately find its way into the hearts of audiences. Storytelling in cinema is not a passive experience, it is an invitation to engage with the world in a deeper, more meaningful way. Every film is a chance to examine the world through a different lens, to question our beliefs, and to expand our understanding of the human experience. In its most profound form, cinema invites us to walk in the shoes of others, to see the world from perspectives we might never encounter in our own lives. It is this ability to transport us to other worlds, whether real or imagined, that makes storytelling in cinema so powerful. The soul of cinema is not just found in the story itself, but in the way it connects us to the world around us. Through its stories, cinema gives voice to the voiceless, reveals hidden truths, and opens our hearts and minds to new possibilities. It teaches us that we are all connected through the stories we share, and in doing so, it reminds us of the power of storytelling to shape not just our understanding of the world, but the world itself. Cinema has long been celebrated as a universal art form, transcending borders, cultures, and languages. Its power lies not only in its ability to tell compelling stories, but in its remarkable capacity to foster connections between people from all walks of life. One of the most extraordinary aspects of cinema is its ability to bridge cultural divides, allowing people to find common ground through shared narratives, emotions, and experiences. In a world that often feels divided, cinema provides a space where cultural boundaries dissolve and humanity stands united, offering a collective experience that resonates deeply, regardless of background or origin. The ability of cinema to connect people across cultures starts with its universality. While language is often seen as a barrier, the visual nature of cinema bypasses this limitation. A film can be understood without a single word being spoken. The expressions of characters, the body language, the framing of a shot, the music, and the pacing all contribute to the story in a way that transcends language. Even a person who does not speak the language of the film can still feel the emotions conveyed through the visuals and the soundtrack. This visual language of cinema is a powerful tool for communication that allows people from different cultural contexts to understand each other on a fundamental level. Moreover, cinema often taps into universal human experiences, love, loss, joy, and struggle, emotions and events that everyone, regardless of culture or nationality, can relate to. A film that depicts a universal theme, such as a parent's love for a child or the pursuit of dreams, has the ability to resonate deeply with viewers around the world. These themes transcend cultural specifics because they are rooted in the shared experiences of being human. For example, the feeling of loss in a film about grief may differ in expression across cultures, but the fundamental emotion, the aching void left by someone dear, is something that everyone, no matter their background, can understand and empathize with. Cinema also offers a window into the unique lives of people from different cultures. Through films, we gain insights into the customs, beliefs, and daily realities of individuals from around the world. In the hands of skilled filmmakers, cinema becomes an educational tool, broadening our understanding of societies that are different from our own. Films like Slumdog Millionaire, Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon, or Parasite introduce us to unfamiliar cultures, but they also highlight the common threads of humanity that bind us all. By telling the stories of people in distant lands, cinema fosters empathy, helping viewers recognize that despite our differences, we all share the same basic desires and fears. Whether it's the desire to be loved, the struggle for survival, or the pursuit of happiness, cinema reveals that these desires know no borders. The global success of many films further highlights how cinema unites people across cultures. Films that originate from one culture often travel the world, finding audiences in far-flung places who may never have been exposed to that culture otherwise. Hollywood films, for instance, have found devoted fans in countries across the globe, from the United States to the Middle East to Africa. Similarly, films from Hollywood have been embraced worldwide, often becoming part of the cultural fabric of many nations. The shared enjoyment of a well-crafted film brings people together, whether they are gathered in a movie theater in Los Angeles or in a small town in India. The rise of international cinema has also played a major role in connecting people across cultures. With the advent of streaming platforms like Netflix, Amazon Prime, and others, films from all over the world are more accessible than ever before. In the past, international films were often limited to niche audiences or specific film festivals, but today they are readily available to a global audience. Films such as Roma, The Square, The Farewell, and City of God have been able to cross cultural boundaries and attract large, diverse audiences, showcasing the universal appeal of storytelling. These films often highlight important social issues, cultural traditions, or personal struggles, allowing viewers from different cultures to learn, reflect, and connect with the characters and themes. In addition to fostering empathy and understanding, cinema also promotes cultural exchange. Filmmakers from different parts of the world draw on their unique cultural backgrounds to tell stories that reflect their own societies while also engaging with global themes. This exchange of ideas and perspectives enriches the cinematic landscape, providing audiences with a diverse range of experiences. For instance, Japanese cinema has long been a source of inspiration for filmmakers around the world, influencing everything from animation to live-action films. Similarly, French cinema, with its rich history of art house films, has shaped global perceptions of cinema as an art form. As filmmakers continue to draw inspiration from one another, cinema becomes a more inclusive space where the blending of cultures creates something greater than the sum of its parts. In conclusion, the power of cinema to connect people across cultures is one of its most remarkable features. It has the ability to break down the walls that separate us, allowing us to find common ground through shared stories and emotions. Through cinema, we can step into another person's shoes, see the world through their eyes, and feel their joys and struggles. It is a reminder that, despite our differences, we all share the same fundamental desires, fears, and dreams. By celebrating our shared humanity, cinema becomes a force for unity, understanding, and empathy, bringing the world just a little bit closer together. At the heart of cinema's profound emotional impact lies its unique ability to evoke empathy. Empathy is one of the most powerful human emotions. It is the ability to understand and share the feelings of another. Cinema taps into this emotional wellspring in ways few other mediums can by offering viewers a direct, immersive experience of the lives, struggles, and triumphs of its characters. The emotional connection that forms between the audience and the characters on screen is what makes cinema such a transformative force. It's not just the story that matters, it's the experience of living that story alongside the characters. In doing so, films can create deep, personal bonds between strangers from different backgrounds, cultures, and perspectives. The visual nature of cinema is a key factor in its ability to foster empathy. Unlike other forms of storytelling, such as literature or theater, films can instantly communicate emotions through facial expressions, body language, and the subtle gestures of the actors. When a character smiles, cries, or experiences frustration, the audience sees it in real time, offering an immediate emotional connection. The camera's focus on the smallest details, the flicker of doubt in someone's eyes or the slight tremble in their hands, adds layers of nuance that deepen our understanding of the character's inner world. In this way, a film allows us to experience the character's emotional journey viscerally and profoundly. Moreover, the use of music and sound in films plays a pivotal role in shaping our emotional responses. A well-chosen score can intensify the emotions already being expressed on screen, subtly guiding our reactions. Music can elevate moments of joy, create tension in moments of suspense, or evoke sadness during poignant scenes. The soundtrack doesn't merely accompany the visuals, it becomes an integral part of the storytelling. It speaks to us on a subconscious level, stirring our emotions in ways that visuals and dialogue alone cannot. The combination of sound and image creates a synergy that enhances the empathetic experience, allowing the audience to feel what the characters feel on a deeper level. In addition to visual and auditory elements, the way a film is edited contributes significantly to its emotional impact. The pacing of a scene, the rhythm of the cuts, and the timing of transitions all influence how we emotionally engage with a story. A slow, lingering shot allows us to savor a character's moment of realization, while quick cuts during an action scene can create a sense of urgency or chaos. Through editing, filmmakers guide our emotional journey, allowing us to feel tension, relief, joy, or sorrow in response to the unfolding narrative. By carefully manipulating time and space, they create an emotional flow that resonates with us long after the film has ended. What sets cinema apart from other art forms is its ability to immerse the viewer in the experience. Unlike a book, which requires active imagination and interpretation, or a play, which can be limited by the stage's constraints, cinema envelops the viewer. We are not merely reading about the characters' emotions or seeing them on stage, we are living them. We feel the weight of their struggles, the intensity of their relationships, and the joy of their victories as if we were experiencing them firsthand. The realism achieved through cinematography, acting, and editing draws us into the world of the film, making us part of the story itself. This immersive quality is what allows cinema to create such profound emotional experiences. At the core of empathy is understanding, and cinema helps us understand the world from perspectives we may never have considered. When we watch a film that explores a different culture, political system, or social issue, we are invited to see the world through the eyes of someone who lives in that reality. We are given the chance to walk in their shoes, to feel their struggles, and to share in their triumphs. Through this process, we gain a deeper understanding of the complexities of life, the injustices that persist, and the universal desires that unite us all. For example, a film that tells the story of a refugee fleeing a war-torn country not only informs us of their plight, but invites us to experience their fear, hope, and determination. This kind of storytelling fosters empathy by humanizing people in situations that might otherwise seem distant or abstract. Cinema also allows us to confront uncomfortable truths about ourselves and society. Through the stories of characters who experience oppression, inequality, or injustice, we are forced to examine our own beliefs, biases, and actions. The emotions we feel while watching these films, whether it's anger, sadness, or frustration, are not merely reactions to what is happening on screen. They are invitations to reflect on our own world and the role we play in it. A film like 12 Years a Slave, for example, forces viewers to confront the brutality of slavery, not just as a historical event, but as an ongoing issue of racial inequality and injustice. The emotional weight of the story compels us to recognize our shared humanity and calls us to action. Through this kind of cinema, empathy becomes a tool for social change, urging us to do better, to be better, and to fight for the rights and dignity of others. Films that evoke empathy are often those that focus on the inner lives of characters. Rather than simply presenting external events, these films delve into the psychological and emotional states of the characters, allowing us to understand their motivations, fears, and desires. When we can see a character's internal struggle, when we understand their pain or joy, we connect with them on a deeply personal level. A film like The Pursuit of Happiness not only shows us the external hardships faced by its protagonist, but also gives us access to his emotional world, making us feel the weight of his struggles and the elation of his eventual success. This emotional connection is what makes the film so powerful and memorable. Empathy in cinema is not confined to just the characters or the story. It extends to the filmmaker as well. The director, screenwriter, and actors often pour their own experiences, emotions, and beliefs into the film, creating an authentic emotional experience for the audience. When a filmmaker shares a personal story, when they open their heart and their worldview to the audience, it creates a deep emotional resonance that goes beyond the fictional world of the film. This authenticity is what makes great cinema so impactful. It's not just the story that moves us, it's the truth embedded within it. In conclusion, empathy is the beating heart of cinema. Through its powerful combination of visuals, sound, and storytelling, cinema invites us to step into the shoes of others, to feel their pain, joy, fear, and triumphs. It connects us to the universal human experience and fosters a sense of shared humanity. By immersing us in the lives of others, cinema teaches us to understand and care for people from all walks of life. It doesn't just entertain, it transforms us, leaving us more compassionate, more aware, and more deeply connected to the world around us. Through empathy, cinema becomes more than just an art form, it becomes a force for understanding, healing, and change. Cinema, at its core, is a reflection of the world in all its complexity. It allows us to see the world through the lens of the human experience, capturing everything from the simplest moments of joy to the most harrowing scenes of despair. It does so not just through the stories it tells, but through the intricate artistry of the filmmakers involved. Every film is a culmination of decisions about how to portray the world around us, how to capture light, movement, sound, and color in such a way that they communicate emotions, ideas, and narratives. The unique power of cinema lies in its ability to immerse us in these carefully crafted worlds, allowing us to not only see but feel the experiences unfolding before us. This artistic precision creates a deeper connection between the viewer and the film, transforming it from mere entertainment into an emotional and intellectual experience that transcends the screen. One of the most important aspects of the artistry of cinema is cinematography, the way the camera moves, the angles it uses, and the shots it frames. A well-composed shot can evoke a powerful emotional response from the viewer, sometimes without a single word being spoken. For example, the use of wide shots can convey a character's isolation, while close-ups allow us to see the smallest details of emotion in a character's face, drawing us deeper into their experience. The angle of a shot can also influence how we view a character, creating a sense of power or vulnerability, depending on whether the camera looks up at them or down on them. The framing of a scene can guide our attention, highlighting important elements while leaving others in shadow, subtly influencing the way we interpret the narrative. The use of light and shadow in cinema is another essential component of its artistry. Lighting sets the tone for a scene, guiding the audience's emotional reaction and helping to establish the mood. Soft, diffused lighting can create an intimate, romantic atmosphere, while harsh, high-contrast lighting can evoke tension or foreboding. In films such as Schindler's List or The Godfather, the interplay between light and shadow is used not just for aesthetic purposes but to underscore the themes of the film. In Schindler's List, the stark use of black and white film and the occasional use of a single color highlight the human cost of the Holocaust, while in The Godfather, the shadows serve to create a sense of mystery and moral ambiguity, reinforcing the complex characters and themes of power and loyalty. Another crucial aspect of the artistry of cinema is the use of sound. The soundtrack of a film is not simply background music, it's an integral part of the storytelling, helping to establish atmosphere, heighten emotions, and provide cues to the audience about what they should be feeling. Music can amplify the intensity of a scene, adding a layer of depth to the emotional experience. In the case of a suspenseful scene, for instance, a gradually building crescendo in the music can create a sense of anticipation and tension, making the eventual release even more powerful. Similarly, the absence of sound, whether it's a moment of silence during a pivotal scene or the use of ambient noise to reflect a character's internal world, can have a profound emotional impact. The sound design, including the manipulation of diegetic sounds that exist within the world of the film and non-diegetic sounds that exist outside the world of the film, adds another layer of meaning, enriching the emotional experience. Film editing is perhaps one of the most invisible yet vital aspects of cinematic artistry. While the cinematography and sound can be immediately apparent to the audience, editing operates more subtly, influencing the rhythm and pacing of a film. The way scenes are cut together dictates the flow of the story, guiding the audience's emotional journey. A quick, frenetic pace can heighten excitement or tension, while a slower, more deliberate pace allows for reflection and emotional depth. The transitions between scenes, whether abrupt or smooth, can also affect the tone of the film. A sharp cut might convey a sense of shock or surprise, while a dissolve or fade might imply a passage of time or emotional shift. The performances of the actors are another essential element of cinematic artistry. The actor's ability to embody a character's emotional journey and bring it to life on screen is what makes a story feel real and relatable. Whether it's the subtlety of a nuanced performance or the raw intensity of an actor fully immersing themselves in a role, the way actors communicate emotions through their facial expressions, body language, and voice can make or break a film. Great actors allow the audience to see beyond the surface of the character, drawing us into their emotional landscape and making us feel their pain, joy, or confusion as if it were our own. In films like The Shawshank Redemption or The Silence of the Lambs, the actors' performances are not just an interpretation of the script, they are a vital part of the film's emotional power. The best actors can make us forget we're watching a performance at all, allowing us to lose ourselves in the story. At the heart of all this artistry is the vision of the filmmaker, the director who oversees the entire creative process. The director's role is to bring all the elements of cinema together: cinematography, sound, editing, acting, and more into a cohesive whole that communicates the story's themes and emotions. A director's vision shapes the entire aesthetic and emotional tone of the film, guiding how the audience will feel and what they will take away from the experience. Whether it's a film like Inception, which blends mind-bending visual effects with philosophical themes, or a quiet, intimate film like Lost in Translation, which focuses on the emotional complexity of human connection, the director's unique voice is what defines the film. The director's ability to translate a script into a compelling visual and emotional experience is what elevates cinema from mere entertainment to a true art form. Ultimately, the artistry of cinema lies in its ability to convey the human experience in all its facets, its joys, its pains, its complexities, and its contradictions. It allows us to see the world not just through the eyes of the characters, but through the creative lens of the filmmakers who bring those characters to life. The beauty of cinema lies in its ability to evoke a wide range of emotions in a way that no other medium can, drawing us into the story and immersing us in its world. Through cinematography, lighting, sound, editing, acting, and direction, cinema has the power to make us feel, think, and reflect on the human experience in ways that are both profound and lasting. It is a testament to the artistry of film that it can transform a simple narrative into a deeply emotional and intellectual journey, one that resonates long after the credits have rolled. Cinema has long been a mirror reflecting the world around us. From its earliest days, filmmakers have used the medium to explore and express the human experience, from personal emotions to grand societal themes. One of the most powerful aspects of cinema is its ability to provoke thought and encourage deep reflection about the nature of life itself. Films often push us to examine our values, challenge our perceptions, and question the world in which we live. This transformative power of cinema is not merely limited to the stories it tells, it extends to the very ways in which it engages with its audience, offering a window into the vast complexity of human life. At its best, cinema does more than entertain, it educates, transforms, and offers new perspectives on how we see ourselves in the world. One of the ways cinema encourages such reflection is by focusing on universal themes. While films may vary widely in setting, genre, and style, the underlying themes they explore are often deeply familiar to audiences across cultures. Themes like love, loss, ambition, justice, and freedom are central to the stories we tell and hear. These universal elements are part of what makes cinema such a powerful tool for reflection, as it allows us to see these themes reflected back at us in ways that are both familiar and new. For instance, a film like The Pursuit of Happiness taps into the universal human desire for success and personal fulfillment, exploring the struggles of a man who faces tremendous obstacles to provide for his son. The film's message of resilience and hope speaks to anyone who has faced adversity, while its focus on the parent-child relationship resonates across all cultures. By engaging with these themes, films create a shared experience that transcends individual differences and highlights the commonality of human emotions and struggles. Cinema's ability to reflect the world extends beyond the personal to the social and political realms. Throughout history, films have been used as a means of commenting on societal issues, challenging the status quo, and encouraging social change. In this regard, cinema serves as both a mirror and a lens reflecting the world as it is, while also offering a new perspective on how it could be. Filmmakers often use their work to address pressing issues such as inequality, racism, war, and human rights. Films like 12 Years a Slave or Selma confront the harsh realities of racial injustice, shedding light on historical struggles while sparking conversation about the ongoing challenges faced by marginalized communities. Similarly, films like The Matrix or Children of Men explore dystopian futures that warn against the dangers of totalitarianism, surveillance, and the erosion of personal freedoms. These films force audiences to confront uncomfortable truths and question the direction in which society is heading. By engaging with these complex and often painful topics, cinema challenges us to reflect on our own values and consider how we might contribute to positive change. In addition to addressing social and political issues, cinema also serves as a way to explore the philosophical and existential questions that shape human life. Films often delve into the nature of existence, the meaning of life, and the search for purpose. Movies such as The Shawshank Redemption, The Truman Show, or The Fountain tackle questions about human freedom, the pursuit of happiness, and the search for identity. These films offer more than just stories; they present ideas and philosophical inquiries that invite viewers to reflect on their own beliefs about the world. For instance, The Truman Show explores the idea of free will versus determinism, asking whether we are truly in control of our lives or whether external forces shape our actions. Likewise, The Fountain engages with the concept of immortality, exploring how the fear of death influences the choices we make and the relationships we form. By weaving these philosophical themes into their narratives, these films prompt deep introspection and encourage us to question the larger meaning of our existence. Through its unique combination of storytelling, visual imagery, sound, and performance, cinema has the ability to transcend mere entertainment and become a powerful force for self-reflection. It invites us to consider not only the world around us, but also our own place within it. By engaging with the characters and narratives presented on screen, we are often prompted to reflect on our own lives and the decisions we make. Whether it's considering how we relate to others, how we confront adversity, or how we view ourselves, cinema holds up a mirror to our humanity. In doing so, it encourages us to reflect on who we are, where we come from, and where we are going. Perhaps the greatest gift that cinema offers is its ability to remind us of our shared humanity. In a world that is often divided by differences, film has the power to unite us through the universal emotions and experiences it portrays. It helps us understand not just the world in which we live, but the people with whom we share it. As we watch characters struggle, triumph, love, and lose, we are reminded that the emotions and challenges they face are often the same ones we face in our own lives. In this way, cinema fosters empathy, helping us to see beyond our own experiences and connect with others in a deeper, more meaningful way. Through its reflection of the human experience, cinema invites us to look inward and ask the important questions that shape who we are and how we relate to the world around us. It encourages us to engage in a constant process of self-exploration and reflection, challenging us to grow, learn, and ultimately become more aware of ourselves and the world we inhabit. In exploring the soul of cinema, it is crucial to understand the intricate relationship between storytelling and visual representation. Cinema is not merely about telling a story, it is an art form that combines images, sounds, emotions, and ideas to create a profound connection with the audience. The way in which a director shapes a narrative through the medium of film speaks to the heart of what cinema truly represents. The language of cinema goes beyond dialogue and plot. It is about the ability to communicate unspoken emotions, to depict the depth of human experience in ways that words alone cannot. Through cinematography, sound design, acting, and editing, filmmakers create a tapestry that resonates with viewers on a visceral level. At the core of the soul of cinema is its capacity to evoke deep emotions and provoke reflection. Unlike other art forms, film has the unique ability to immerse its audience in a fully realized world. The visual and auditory aspects of cinema allow it to transcend the limitations of reality, offering a new lens through which to view the world. A single shot or a well-composed frame can communicate a character's inner turmoil, their joy, their fear, or their hope without the need for a single word. The use of lighting, color, and composition in a shot can reveal the emotional state of a character, or even represent themes and motifs that run throughout the film. For example, the way light filters through a window in a scene might suggest hope, or darkness and shadows might convey a sense of despair or mystery. Such visual techniques are fundamental to cinema's power to touch the soul. Sound design in film also plays a critical role in bringing a story to life. The soundtrack, sound effects, and even silence all contribute to the emotional landscape of a film. Music, in particular, has a profound impact on how we experience a film. It can build tension, heighten a moment of drama, or bring about a sense of catharsis. The subtle use of sound can also help immerse the audience in the world of the film, whether it's the sound of the wind howling through an empty street or the soft hum of a distant conversation. Music in films like Schindler's List or Inception helps elevate the emotional depth of the narrative, making the viewing experience more immersive and intense. The careful orchestration of sound and music helps create a rhythm that mirrors the narrative itself, guiding the audience through moments of high drama and quiet introspection. Equally important is the actor's performance, which brings the human element into focus. A great actor does more than recite lines, they embody the soul of the character they portray. The nuances of their performance, the smallest gestures or changes in facial expression, often reveal more about a character's inner life than any script could. A well-executed performance can make an audience laugh, cry, or feel deeply connected to the character's journey. It's through the actors that the audience forms an emotional bond with the story being told. Whether it's through a powerful monologue, a moment of silent contemplation, or a simple glance, actors communicate the unspoken aspects of a character's soul. I think if Meryl Streep's portrayal in Sophie's Choice or Daniel Day-Lewis in There Will Be Blood, both actors capture the essence of their characters in ways that transcend the script and elevate the entire film.